So let's talk about Root University, and let's talk about why we're here. First of all, you guys know this, that this is for educational purposes only. It's not intended for medical advice or a substitute for medical advice of a physician or other qualified healthcare professional. You guys need to know that you should not use this for marketing. It should be used for education and to not help diagnose a health or fitness problem. We need to always tell everyone to consult a doctor or other healthcare professional. Of course, we do understand that we are a company of wellness and that we are a company of prevention, but we also have to cover all the legal basis that we need to when it pertains to our products. So I'm extremely careful about this. This is confidential information. Of course, I know you guys are going to talk about this with people, but just make sure you're doing it for educational purposes. For example, if you do a trunk show or a fashion show that we fund from the corporate level, make sure when you're in that, you talk to people about the science without making claims, but with telling them what we're doing with the products. So I just want to make sure everyone understands that. Let's talk about Enviremware spray. So I've done some of these decks, but not to the extent that I needed to, because I was waiting for us to really be able to launch this clothing line. What is the Enviremware spray? So you guys know we have a small bottle and we have a big bottle, but if you look at it, it was designed with patent pending technology. Actually, part of this formula already has patents approved, which I think I have in here, and part of it doesn't. So it's part trade secrets, part patent pending, and then also patents attached to this formula that have been approved in the United States. We designed it, or I did, at first at Harvard. And then we went in and designed this whole line with the object and the mission of protecting against the dangers of 5G, EMFs, Wi-Fi radiation, and other radiation, pollution, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria, parasites, and fungus. If you ask me, why is that important? It's important because all around us, like I said earlier, are environmental factors. And basically, this proprietary blend of Shungite, Orthosilicic Acid, vitamin C, and deionized water, as well as a proprietary blend that I added, is extremely, extremely important. I did this in a lab that's GMP certified, non-GMO. It was made for Mercy Dupree Clothinaires and for Root, as you guys know. This particular brand, if you ask me, is it being launched anywhere else? No, it's launched at Root and then Mercy Dupree, which is, you get credit under Root, as you guys know, when you buy products from Mercy Dupree. So let's talk about why this is so important. If you look at the wording on the label, basically we just went over what is on our label. So if you look at the where it talks about the spray, it's really important that you guys understand why this product was made. It's not flame resistant, of course, so you need to be extremely careful. You know what it's for? It's for to protect radiation and pollution from the body. So remember when you educate people what this is for. So let's talk about the Nanotech skin coating patent. The skin is the largest organ of the body and therefore is the first line of defense from harmful environmental diseases, toxins, and heavy metals. Current technology lacks to fully monitor and identify skin, as well as to deliver pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, biotechnology, vitamins, formulas, and oils. So while I was at Harvard, I worked on this skin coating and then filed it as a patent. Looking at the skin, I wanted to look at temperature, pH, resistance, how it is conductivity, what it looks like, if it's chemicals related, flexibility, durability. My goal, I was working on a project with one of the members on in my class that had to do with the Mars project. And I kept thinking, okay, so we're planning on Mars, but what are we doing here? Because while we're going to send 100 people to the moon or 100 people to Mars, what are we doing with the majority of the population here and how are we protecting them? So if you look at Envirem's patent pending skin coating innovation, the goal, can you go back, Stephanie, real quick? The goal is to basically protect the skin and the body because there's multiple layers in the patent. That's why you've got skin defense and Enviremware. The goal again is to protect this energy because that's what we are. Look, scientifically, I'm telling you guys, this is an energetic portal or alignment that our souls and spirits are in, right? We've got to protect it, because if our body is gone, then we can't protect the inside, which is where our hearts are and our souls and our spirit. So for me, this was extremely important. I did incorporate reverse osmosis, deionized water. I also incorporated a proprietary orthosilicic blend, which is similar to Clean Slate, but different because it's going on the skin. Also vitamin C and a new formulation that hasn't been done of a Shungite blend. Because again, I always am anticipating what is the worst case scenario that can happen in our country, and how will we deal with it? How do we protect people? How do we protect animals? I am the opposite of depopulation. I am for protecting the individuals that are in this world and growing our population even more. And so to do that, you've really got to protect the largest organ, which is the skin. And people ask me all the time, what do you do on your skin? I do our products. That's what I do on our skin. I just left a meeting where I presented to a bunch of very influential people, and they asked me in the meeting, what do you do for your skin? And I said, I use the root products. That's what I do. So this integrates inflammation-free, high gas permeability, ultra-thin, lightweight, stretchable sensors, and conductivity into a nanomesh structure. What is all of that? Any of you guys that can speed read, or any of you guys that can read quickly, if you go to the bottom of this page, you will see that this is a starting point of the project I really started. The patents I filed are not just to protect the skin. If you really read the patents, they go into basically fighting diseases, autoimmune disorders, and alerting us of what the body needs, what the skincare and clothing line says. We're starting here. By next year, you guys are going to have more technology that does a lot of different things with this clothing and skincare line. We are at the starting point of changing the world and how we deal with pollution and EMFs and nuclear waste and other factors in this world. So if you think that we're going to be criticized for this, you're right. We're the first company that's come out with something that's even remotely like this. Okay, so we are in a great position, but you guys are going to have to educate people, and you're also going to have to not scare them, but tell them the truth about how we have environmental toxins and how we have to protect our bodies. So the next slide goes into, why do we need to be protected from environmental pollutants? And we're not addressing them. Why? Why? Because we want to put our head in the sand and ignore it? No, we're taking this on head on, and we're going to address it as a root community, not just in one country, but in 76 countries. And then we're going to take a patient registry, and we're going to document how this can impact the world. Because not only does this product work, just so you guys know, on clothing, it can also be used with different things like rashes and different things like psoriasis and different things like scleroderma. I can't claim to cure all that, but what I can tell you guys is this, and you can't claim it either, but you can tell people, just try it. Try it and see what's happening. We will be going into testing in all the environmental areas, as well as the nutraceutical and pharmaceutical, so that we can show how this is really protecting the body. Who are the ambassadors to this? Who are the people that are going to tell the world about this? You guys are. So we have to be as educated as possible on this. What happens with heavy metals? They damage the liver. They damage the reproductive system. They cause cancer. They cause your entire body to be contaminated. And it doesn't matter if it's food or water or anything, it's all around us. You can't completely get rid. I want to make sure I'm very candid with you guys. You can't completely get rid of that in the world. What you can gradually do is rip it apart, make it something that's not toxic, and clean the body, which is why you guys get attacked so much, because we're doing something that no one's ever done before. Another thing that was the focus of this particular brand was microbials, I can't say it right, such as viruses, bacteria, fungus, and parasites. It's really important to understand, why is there such an increase in heart attacks? Why is there such an increase in in everything from urinary tract infections to diabetes to weight gain. I could go on and on. Why are we having so many issues with cancer? What's happening? The truth is our environment's toxic, our bodies are toxic, and we've got to work daily to get rid of the toxins and to really protect our bodies. And that's the goal of this particular line. And we are, again, at the starting point. You guys are going to be shocked and amazed at the direction that this particular line is going to go to. So when I did the patents, and I think I told you guys I had some of the technology of this particular line, the patents were approved for gel packs and for drinks and for micro emulsions, which are like nano emulsions. They were approved 2 weeks ago in the United States, and then we're filing in Europe right now. So it wasn't just the clothing line. Again, I talk about multiple barriers of protection and how we need to do it. This morning, I had a rash. So I was in Greece. I got this rash and I started itching it and it started bleeding. And so I went in and sprayed Envirem and Skin Defense on it. And then I had these spots. I want to tell you guys I was getting some dark spots. Even though I use Reno, I also use the Skin Defense on these spots. And I mean, literally, you women that are out there that are a little bit older like me, we're not old. We're just a little bit older. We get brown spots, right? Try the Skin Defense, rub it on there and make sure. Clean slate helps as well. But if you look at the Skin Defense, just so you guys know, I've got some of the same technology in there, just particularly made for the skin. So Skin Defense utilizes a unique and patent pending technology as well. Part of the patent has been approved, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, where hypochloric acid, orthosilicic acid, as well as vitamins and minerals and other proprietary formulations were put into this blend. It was really important for me that you would be able to really keep the moisture in the skin, but be able to apply this to different things so that your skin could be defended. And I mean, I used everything. I don't know why the label is not on this, and I apologize for that. I'll have to send it. I'll have Stephanie send it out to the Root community on WhatsApp. It should have been on this slide. The Skin Defense really has other things too, of course, like iodine and lots of different hydrogen peroxide, lots of different things that we've integrated into either the clothing or the Skin Defense so that your body, again, has the protection that it needs. Anticipating that something horrible could happen. But I have to say this, when you ask me, okay, so you made this line to anticipate what could happen in our world. Guys, listen, we've already had horrible things happening in this world. Let me break this in a nice way. We've been under attack in multiple ways as a population for hundreds of years. And I don't know if it's intentional or not. Everyone has a different opinion. But the truth is, as we've innovated things in this world, we've created an environment where it's not as healthy for us. Some of the decisions that politicians and governments make, I think, are from a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding of what's really happened in our world and how our bodies have been impacted. So you guys are the light, and you are the people that need to go out there and really talk about this. And we didn't just do it for people. We also did it for animals. We wanted to make sure that we had Coato that could really protect the animals. And if you ask me, are both products the same? The labels look very similar, but it was made in a different way because I needed it to attach to the actual hair. So someone asked me the other day, or the hair on a dog and a cat, they asked me the other day, could you put Coato on your hair and help your hair? My answer is absolutely, especially if you have problems with balding, or you have problems with issues where your hair looks horrible like Ted's and Clayton's. You can put it...
It's just gray.
You can put it to really help with scalp issues like alopecia and dandruff and things like that. That can really help as well if you put it on your scalp. But again, not to get off the topic, there's a million ways these products are going to change people's lives. There really are. These are fantastic things that will really make a difference. Guys, not just in your day-to-day business if you do this the right way, but for governments, for societies, we are going to create a movement. Watch what's going to happen. What's going to happen is everyone is going to try to create something that is similar, and that's great. We want competition. We want people to understand we're in a toxic environment and it's our jobs to protect our children and our lives. And this line is going to help us do that. I know that some of you guys have questions. I see that. If I could get through this really quick, we'll take a couple of questions. I'm running behind and I need to make sure I get through it. What are the hidden chemicals in your clothes and why non-toxins matter? There's you guys, the textile industry is one of the most harmful industries there are. There's all kinds of things, including in some of the fabrics we've taken over as our sustainable or refurbished brand, and we've had to clean them because when you have formaldehyde and flame retardants and lead and pesticides, you have to clean the whole process. The same way when you take a zeolite, you actually have to clean it. I know that sounds complicated to try to get rid of anything negative in it. And vitamins and minerals are the same way, right? So this is something we pay attention to in a huge way. We understand there's 8,000 chemicals that are used in manufacturing.
8,000.
8,000. And when someone says to you, they have a sustainable brand, I'm going to tell you guys have much more than a sustainable brand here. We are working towards not taking any fabric. And I can tell you guys this, we have worked the closest on linens, cottons, silk, hemp, but we've also taken polyesters, acrylics, and other fabrics and really detoxed and then embedded them with a process to protect people, understanding that our goal is to impact the textile and clothing industry no matter what fabric is being used, hoping we move towards safer fabrics, but in the meantime, taking what we have and cleaning it. So when people worry about any of the fabrics that we have, please know that our fabrics are going through a process to make sure they're different than anything you're Googling on WebMD. This is a completely new product that has a lot of amazing things built into it with the sole goal of providing global solutions in health and wellness and environmental factors to this world. You guys are ambassadors for light for the change that will happen in this world.
That's
so
beautiful.
It really is. I mean, I wish I could look each one of you guys in the eye and tell you how important you are, and not just how important you are, but how important you are towards changing this world. So this is a great start to what will turn into a huge, basically line of products that will include everything from shampoo to conditioner to perfume to everything else. But we had to start here so you guys can start telling the narrative. I want to tell you guys this. If you don't tell that story, if you don't tell the narrative, we can't change the world. And you can't do it by just doing everything at once. That's why we started with Under the Red Chandelier. That's why we started with the press. That's why we had fashion shows. That's why, so that we could really tell a story to the entire world. So then the Root community can jump in and say, listen, I'm an ambassador for Root, and let me share with you all what we have and how we're impacting this world in a better place. Again, you guys know that the skin's the largest organ. We've talked about it a million times. There's follicles, there's sweat glands, everything is going through your skin. So when you put a piece of clothing on or even a hat that hasn't been protected, if there's something toxic, that's going into your body. Yes, we have Clean Slate that helps us. Yes, we have Restore. Yes, we have Relive Greens, but wouldn't it be great if every single piece of clothing was protected and our skin was always protected? And I say this to people all the time, get the skin defense because the skin defense is going to protect your skin. So if you put a piece of clothing on that's not protected by Enviremware or other technology, you at least have them on your skin as a protective layer. It's really important to me. And skin defense is much more than just one ingredient. It's a lot of different proprietary formulations put into one, again, with the goal of taking your skin to another level. I had someone else ask me the other day, does this help with aging? And my response was, can you just call Karen and ask her if everything's okay? The response I had was, I don't make anything without the goal of also anti-aging and longevity, because your goal is for your cells to be clean and to be young and your skin. And guess what, guys? It's okay if we look better during this process. I was accused the other day of only caring about what people look like. And I said, listen, that's the last thing that I'm focused on, but it is a byproduct. You could just, a byproduct of our products. Guess what? I would start using that. What are the side effects? The side effects are you may look and feel better. You may look and feel younger. Your skin may be more beautiful. Those are your side effects, right? So I really want you guys to tell that story and make sure you're impacting people. If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a scientist, please make sure you're educating people. And guess what? I think some of our root community members are smarter than doctors and scientists and nurses, and that includes myself. You're as smart as I am or more, because you guys are passionate and urgent about the fact that we have to change this world. People ask me all the time about conspiracy theories. You know what I say? Guys, I'm sure most of them are true, but guess what? I'm focused on the solutions. We have all these bad things happening, all this darkness. I walk into meetings all the time. I'm surrounded by it. Guess what? I'm not focused on them. I'm not focused on that. I have to know about it. I have to be smart. I can't bury my head in the sand, but I'm focused on our solutions. I'm urgent about the fact that we've got to impact and change people's lives, and we don't have time to wait. In fact, I don't have time to sleep. And neither does Ted, and neither is Clayton, because we have a bigger purpose in life. And that's why when we wake up to a million issues, we care. We want to make changes. Corporate wants to be better, but our focus is still, okay, let's have positive energy today. Let's make solutions happen. And then we also at the same time are dealing with all the issues in 76 countries. So it is a lot of issues, and you guys are right for telling us we do need to know, but at the same time, don't lose your focus. Your focus is changing the world, and it's not my focus, it's our focus. So remember to do that when you're talking about every single thing you talk about with the root products. Let's talk about Shungite. Roland, I don't know how you're keeping up with me. I'm talking so fast.
I'm excited about Shungite, though. Let's be clear about that.
Ted literally caught me off guard because he was like, I can't believe you put Shungite. And I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing? I don't know if you caught. I'm like, what is happening? That he was.
Guys, if any of you keep up with social media or are looking at things that are trending, Shungite in particular is it's gaining speed because of a doctor named Dr. Sebi, who passed away. And it is an extremely powerful mineral. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that it was a part of this, my first thing was, can I take this orally?
Well, anything I make, you can take orally.
Well, that's what I thought.
But I just didn't say that. Remember when I talked about I need to put this in an IV if anything ever happens to our
yes. So powerful.
So when Ted said it, he caught me off guard because the project that I did on this, I think it was in 2018. Yep. And then I filed for the patents in 2020. So guys, we're ahead of the game. And guess what? You're going to have competition. People are going to come out and talk about it. It has a unique space and spear. You look at the black hole theory, you look at string theory, you look at time travel. For any of those of you guys that believe in that, I can't tell you guys how important Shungite is. You guys hear me talk about orthosilicic acid and zeolites and how important it is. I want you to pay attention to this particular cellular structure and how it's able to impact your body. We will do a full session on Shungite at a later date so that you guys understand. One of the things that's so powerful is it can kill these different things. But I think one of the things I worry about more than ever is all this stuff that's being absorbed in our life, the frequency. Whether you have ear pods on or not, guys, whether you have, because I use them, and if people ask me why, guys, I eat food too, and food has stuff in it like viruses, bacteria, fungus, and parasites. Am I going to stop eating food? Ted, I can't stop eating food.
So, I don't stop eating. Guys, I am so big right now, I can barely fit through the door.
No,
I'm literally, I can't stop eating food.
What I'm trying to tell you guys is I'm telling you the reality. Do you understand? There's all this stuff in the food and water and the air that we breathe. So let's do something about it. You're not going to stop listening to music. You're not going to stop using a phone. Let's put this, can we put this into a practical conversation? Because you're not going to stop being on Zoom. You're not going to stop living. You're not going to go into a dark closet and never leave in a basement. So let's talk about the reality. The reality is it's all around us, and we need products that help us get rid of this negativity and create this barrier around us so that our bodies are protected. And that's what this whole line is structured to do. And I need you guys to understand that. It's very, very important. You don't want to absorb all of that. You need to create a barrier. I'm working right now on some wipes and a line where you guys can take this and just use wipes so that you can get rid of it on your car seats. You can get rid of it in the airplane. But guess what? Right now, you can put that in a bottle, use distilled water, dilute it, and spray it in the air around you, and spray it on everything on a table. It's much healthier for you and much more protective than anything else I know that's out there. So make sure you understand the fullness of how important this is. Shungite has unique carbon molecules that basically play a factor in the electromagnetic fields and interrupting them so that your body's protected. And again, I'm so sorry that we're out of time and I'm going so quickly through this. I really am sorry because this deck is so important. Ted, I'm not even halfway through and it's 3:10.
It's okay. Take
So,
10 minutes to blow
okay,
through it.
I'll do 10
And I have one
minutes.
announcement when you're done.
If you can take pictures, not that you're supposed to take pictures, but if you guys can somehow be, do they see the deck?
We can create a deck that people could actually download if it's needed. I
If
think
you
this is a
guys
very
want me to
informative deck.
create a deck, because I feel like this information is so important, please let us know. And then I will work on that because I really feel like this is an area of education that everyone needs to hear. I'm going to go quickly through it. But again, if you guys want me to create a deck on that and be very careful about it, of course, I will make sure that I do that so you guys have this to present to your customers. Let's go to the next slide. This is talking about, I'm trying to educate Ted right now because he said he knew about Shungite, but I want to see how much he knows about Shungite.
Don't test me.
Clayton would be going head to head with you in here if he was in here. Clayton's going to love talking about this subject. I don't think he's even seen this deck, but if you look at the shielding effects of mineral Shungite during electromagnetic irradiation of rats, look, guys, this is an article that talks about basically studying the non-thermal 37 GHZ radiation, which is potential very harmful, and looking at the Shungite that was just shielding the rats. And it showed that shielding with Shungite decreased the severity of damage produced by high frequency electromagnetic radiation. I'm just going to say that. Why aren't you using this when you're on a plane?
Let it sit. You know what? I was just going to ask you. That'd be possible.
Yeah.
I would love that.
In my free time, I'm doing
I'm
it.
making stuff up for her to make right now, by the way. I'm like whispering, like, can we do this in her ear?
He doesn't know this, but I actually ordered some of the peptides for our formula this morning. So that's going to be launched. So he doesn't know I did that this morning before I came into the office.
Well, thank goodness you're doing something these days.
Well, we're trying to get out have you guys announced the name of the weight loss?
No. Go ahead, announce it. Do your thing.
No, you do it. You guys named it,
No,
not
you
me.
do it. I didn't name it. You named it. Clay named it. Let Clay do it.
Root Sculpt. SCULPT. Stephanie, you can put it in the thing to everyone. Root Sculpt is the weight loss product that's getting ready to be launched. You're going to be extremely excited about this as well. So our goal is to sculpt everyone's beautiful body, regardless of the size, and to be in the best it can be. But let's go on to the next slide, Stephanie, because I've got to get through this so everyone can go to sleep. Vitamin C, you guys know about this. Vitamin C helps with chelation. It provides a barrier. I used a type of vitamin C and I made it in a formulation so that it would basically be protective into the skin. Part of it's absorbed. The other part is used as a shield so that it can help with collagen synthesis and tissue repair. Did I just say that?
You did.
What? This product helps with collagen synthesis and tissue repair? Yes. The aim of this product is protection. And again, let's go back to what Birgit said. Longevity and anti-aging. We're protecting the skin. We're creating a barrier, trying to make you look more beautiful while we're doing it, trying to solve worldwide problems. And I'm not solving them. I'm one part, this small. It's you guys that are solving it. And the minute you accept that responsibility, The minute you accept who you are in this world and how important you are, your life's going to change and this whole world is going to change because of you. So I want you guys to know you're providing a barrier with this product. You're helping with chelation support so that you're helping with the detoxification process and you're helping with the collagen synthesis and the tissue repair. So I'm sorry that everyone's going to be jealous of our formulas, but they are extremely important, again, to the overall health of people's bodies. And the aim, again, is for this overall protection that changes not just our generation, but future generations. Everyone's worried about UV protection. Guess what? They should have been worried about radiation. They should have been worried about EMFs. People are worried about Wi-Fi. I've been worried about Wi-Fi for 20 years. Do you all know that I didn't used to use a cell phone? Do you want to know why? As a scientist, I thought, what? I can't use a cell phone. This is going to impact everything about me, and it's going to impact my life. But guess what? I have to use a cell phone. So what's the solution? I have to wear clothes. What's the solution? The solution is the root product. So let's go back to, again, vitamin C. On metabolic and enzymatic, I can't talk, activities. Sorry, guys, I have a speech impediment that I try to downplay, but it's still there. This shows the liver and male rats again. Why are we using rats? Mice and rats, again, you guys, their DNA is like our DNA. That's why we use it. People always think it's because it's not a significant animal or rodent. It's not. It's because their DNA, we're able to test it and really know what's going on. This talks about how basically it really helps with the liver, because I don't know if you guys know that. Wi-Fi know this, but Wi-Fi routers, all these power lines, all these things around us, they're exposing us to all of this constantly, right? Doesn't matter if I put earbuds on or pick up this phone. It's all around us. It's kind of like the shots that happened during the pandemic. If we got it or not, it impacted all of us, right? So let's talk reality. We've got to make sure that we are protecting our bodies. And one of the reasons the vitamin C that I used was so impactful and so important is because the goal, again, was to protect this body against the exposure that's happening so that your liver, your kidneys, your heart, your brain, your neurotransmitters, not just your skin, all of that is protected. And that's what's so essential about the skin defense and the Envirem lines. Let's talk about orthosilicic acid. You guys know what a fan I am of this. And I've worked with every type of orthosilicic acid. I want to take this opportunity to tell everyone on this phone call another thing that I keep getting text about. Guess what? Formaldehyde isn't good. Fluoride isn't good, right? There's all kinds of things. Mercury isn't good. Lead isn't good. But guess what? There's components of that most scientists don't understand that are good. You just have to take the right components out. That's when people ask me questions about clean slate. They don't know the whole story. They don't understand it. My job is not to get 3 PhDs and an MD degree for another doctor or scientist. My job is to provide solutions for this community so that we can help the world. Orthosilicic acid is so important because it is a protective barrier, and we're using types of orthosilicic acid in this particular formula to provide a barricade for your skin and for your body so that hopefully you have a longer, better, healthier, more beautiful life. And so hopefully your children have that as well. That's why this was so important to put into this particular product. Let's go on again. Orthosilicic acid continue. I'm way behind, Clay. Sorry.
I'm just going to interrupt class.
So orthosilicic acid also, as you guys know, is detoxification support, especially if you use a type of a zeolite and you're able to take different parts of the silica out, clean out the part that you don't need, because what another part people don't know about zeolites is there are components that you need to clean out of that, just like you need to clean them out of vitamin C. That takes years of really being a scientist that studied different things to completely understand, or years of you all studying this so that you understand. But I want to assure you, our products are focused on not just detoxifying the skin, but the organs and the body and neurotransmitters and the tissue and the blood. That's our focus. And that's why there's so many different products that are aimed at the solutions of the world and really eliminating toxins that are all around us. And that is the goal and why it was put into Envirem, into skin defense, and into every piece of Mercy Dupree Clothing Airs. Do you think I wanted to spend 96 hours on that process, which now some of the clothing is taking over 100 hours to really put through freezing, fracking, heating, cooling, boiling, washing, spraying, multiple processes and multiple different things being embedded in into the clothing, and every piece of fabric is different. It's not a simple process. And that's why it's so important that you guys are allowed or are able to communicate how important it is. I don't have an illusion that every piece of clothing you have is going to have this, but what I would love is for every person to have the skin defense and the Envirem so they can use it on their skin, spray it on their clothes, and make sure that they have this as a protection around their body, whether they buy the clothing line or not. It was extremely important to me. So again, let's talk about orthosilic acid and how it basically has radiation shielding. It really has the structure, just so you guys know, to provide a scattering effect and basically absorb ionizing radiation. And to some extent, it's also able to absorb radiation exposure and concentrations in different areas. That's extremely important. It's also able to selectively absorb isotopes. So I deal a lot with isotopes. And when you've got negative isotopes, they attach to your skin and your body and your clothes, and your whole being and your whole energy level is impacted. So again, this line is much more important than people think. Everyone's excited about Clean Slate. Why are they not just as or more excited about this product line? Let me explain why. We have not educated them. They don't understand. And whose responsibility is that first? Ours. We haven't done it because we were trying to prep the PR and media for what we were doing. We needed to prep the world on this in a positive way, so then we could then come in and explain what we have and how we can help people.
Has
And
this ever been done before?
we've already talked about this, and no, I don't know. No. No.
Completely new
No, but
innovation.
no, yes, but I want to tell the root community, one of the things that happened in my life as I got older is I started understanding that just because I innovated something that could save people or help people or provide solutions didn't mean it would make a difference. That's when I caught you have to have people. You have to energetically have people that tell the story. And when you have a new product, I want to tell everyone here, it takes more time. It takes more energy. It takes more passion, because you're introducing something that people don't understand, and they will automatically not believe in it unless you handle it the right way. So just know some people aren't going to understand this at all. So figure out different sound bites that are easy that help explain it, because I'm not great at it yet. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I get this across to a mass population so they understand how important these products are? So please work on this and make sure that you help me and help corporate have more passion, more energy. And I see what Heidi's saying, and more understanding of how we get this product out to the world. I have people ask me why I'm going to the World Economic Forum. Why do I meet with governments? I'm going to tell everyone on this phone, I'm not comfortable going into even a dinner party or having drinks with certain individuals. But guess what? I will do it for this community. And if the community doesn't understand what the purpose is, if they want to put me in a closet behind a door where no one talks to me and only let me out to talk to good people, then we've lost our mission and we don't know what we're doing. We are not here to save enlightened people or to provide solutions. We are not here to provide solutions for just us. We are here to provide solutions for the world and hopefully change the energy and the dynamic of this world. And I cannot do it without the support of this community, and you can't either. So we have to work together and do that. My closest friends in this town are constantly worried about me. They don't understand what I'm doing. They hate it. They worry. They want to understand, why would I go to this? They send me information. I'm telling you guys why I'm doing it. And that's what this community has to do. Some of you are more comfortable not doing that, and I understand that, but use your environment you're in to touch as many people as possible while you're sharing this process. I did use reverse osmosis water. I was trying to use the purification process, which, by the way, you guys, is one of my secrets in a lot of the things that I do. Water and energy and noise and sound therapies are huge for me. I use them in the lab, polarization, magnets, all of that stuff. Energy levels, right? Energy levels, heating and cooling. What is that? Energy levels.
Water has a memory.
It has a memory. I had someone say to me the other day, water doesn't make a difference. Water absolutely makes a difference.
But we're water. So we're 70% water. So if you're creating water that resonates with the body, that means you can restructure the water even by spraying something on the skin, because the skin's 80% permeable and the energy transfers, correct?
That's right.
God, you're smart.
Guys, I had someone the other day. I'm getting a little bit off the Stephanie. Yeah, good. This is good. We can stay here. I had someone the other day talk to me, actually every day, about how Clayton and I are so different. And they asked me, has Clayton ever hurt you, or have you ever hurt Clayton? And I said, absolutely, because energetically we've done things, we've said things, we've hurt each other in different ways, but that doesn't mean that we give up on our relationship or we don't love each other.
Oh, we always get to make up.
Very much we do. Your body's going to fail you. You're going to get mad at your body.
You're going to get sick.
You're going to get sick, and your body is one of the most important vessels in the world. But what you have to do, just like a relationship, you got to double down on what is happening and protect this body, protect the relationship, even when things aren't perfect. So some of you guys that try these products and you have a reaction in the beginning, just know this. Sometimes the best things in life, you don't accept at first because it takes time for the body to accept a change. Our bodies are so used to radiation. Our bodies are so used to Wi-Fi, EMF, all the different pollutions that are going around. So when we make that change, sometimes it takes a while for us to really uncover how magical our bodies are and how amazing they are and how they can make major changes. So this goes into reverse osmosis systems. Going back to the slides, someone said to me, I don't think water matters at all. In fact, I've had multiple people say this to me on WhatsApp. Guess what? Remote reverse osmosis, I can't talk, can help with salmonella, E. coli, Shigella. I could go on, and all kinds of bacteria. Actually, it can reduce the harmful bacteria, reduce the viruses, and that's a longer story as well, but it's because of the molecular structure, and that's why it was embedded into this process, so that we could add that as another layer of protection and barricades to really help people. The next slide, we're going to talk about the heavy metals again, and Clay has spent so much time on this with you all, and hopefully I have as well. But again, the CDC has said, and not that I always trust the CDC, of course, we all know what's happened, but they've said that reverse osmosis systems can remove common chemical contaminants, and that's absolutely true. Sodium, chloride, copper, chromium, and lead, arsenic, fluoride, radium, sulfate, calcium. You guys, listen to me. I've worked very closely with all of those. It was embedded into this to make sure that we are protecting, because I know it's going to be exposed in the food you eat, in the air you breathe, in the planes that you fly, at your social events where you're having a cocktail. You're exposed to all of this. So we're really trying to protect the outside. What's happening when you're spraying this on your skin or your clothes is it's also being absorbed into your lungs, into the neurotransmitters, and into the skin. And that's great, because you need that extra layer of protection. And then I think the last slide before the references is about basically.
Oh, there's a patent on this.
Oh, this is my patent.
Oh.
This is an approved patent that I got approved. And it talks about, just got it approved 2 weeks ago. It talks about metabolic stimulation and compositions. It talks about using different things like L-theanine, green tea, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, root extract. Clayton, have you ever seen any of this in our products?
You know what? Some of those they seem to be familiar, right?
Microparticles.
Purians, and there's so many. I'm gonna lose my mind over some of it.
The invention was made, Clay, just so you know, as a formulation that basically can help with nutraceutical compositions and can help really with enhancing the microscopic vitamins and minerals in the GI system. When people ask you guys, how are your products different? This is one of the things that you can tell them. I don't tell people how I make these products. Do you want to know why? I only want people representing these products that are enlightened, good people that take this and take it personally and passionately, and they change the world. We have the products, so let's use them to really impact this whole world. I wanted to make you guys feel confident. We will continue to file patents. The patents are multifaceted. There is never one patent I've ever worked on that does not include, I mean, look at this, guys. Hundreds of types of formulations and information that can change the world embedded in it. It's not a typical patent. It is a patent that can be provided as solutions for you guys to take to really impact this world. This entire line of Skin Defense, Mercy Dupree Clothinaires, and Envirem is not for fun. I want to repeat that.
It is for fun.
This is not for fun. This is for a solution to make an impact on our environment, on people, on pets, and on the world. We have to continue to be educated, and this is going to take time, but we're going to continue this process so that you guys are the smartest individuals in the world who have the most information that can impact as many people and provide solutions. If there's bad things happening, don't ever tell me there's not a solution and there's not good things that can combat that. I had someone tell me the other day that, well, God was coming back, and so I don't need to create these solutions. Wrong answer. Till the day we die, we will create solutions to help the world, to help God, to really do good things spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and environmentally and socially for this world. And this is one of the paths that we've got to understand the intensity, the passion, the importance of this brand. And I'm going to hold this community accountable. I hold myself accountable to understand that. And again, this is going to take us time, but we're going to get there together. So I want to tell everyone, in case, and I will do this on my live tomorrow because I'm going to address different things as well. You guys can take a snapshot of this reference page. I'm so thankful for this community. I think every day I wake up, I find another reason to be extremely thankful for what you guys have done. You have taken a company all over the world with your energy, with your light, and you've made changes.
I like the Fuchs. I would pronounce that differently, but
You've made changes that are
You're like about to cry, and Clay just cracked a joke.
I'm about to cry and Clayton's
I love it.
laughing.
You put my favorite flower in the patent, though. I love the passion flower.
Yeah, I did. I put a lot of stuff. Ted's going to look at this and say, wait a minute, have you done all these formulas yet? And I'm going to say, yes, we just haven't pushed them out to the root community.
And some of them are actually already in Restore and Zero In and all of those.